test, right? Um, the camera just powered down, but it's got plenty of battery. I think maybe when it was in time-lapse mode, it shuts down and then wakes back up and does the thing, and I forgot that it was in that mode. But I don't know. So we'll see. We'll see. Trying this again. Drop a thought. My current vibe. I don't know what any of that means. Anyways, I'm gonna pull up this thing. Anyways, as I was saying before I was rudely disconnected, I need a pointer. Pointer would help. A nice bright pointer that you can see. Orange thing. How about that? So this stuff lasts. This, on the other hand, I need to get this out of the shop and up to the garage. So I need to make sure I know how long it is. I think it's 7 feet long, but I don't remember. 6 feet long. Okay, perfect. 6 feet. 30. It's not 30, but I'll just give myself 30 inches. So I need 30 inches. It's got a shelf below. It's got casters that kind of suck. When I put them on, I wasn't thinking about how that force. So you can bend these. I had to put a stiffener under them to stiffen that up. So anyways, this has got to go. All this crap right here has got to go. And then this thing has got to go. This has got a cast iron T-slot table on it. It's got a crack right there I've never noticed. And I mean, it doesn't matter what I use it for. But I don't know what that thing weighs, but I'm gonna guess it weighs upwards of 300 pounds, if not more. It's a beast. And I got 100 and some plus pound rotary table on it, and another 100-pound chuck on it, lathe chuck, and then an 80-pound lathe chuck on it. Let's just say there's a lot of weight on this cart. So I want to reduce some of that weight. So those chucks need to be relocated, and I need to, at some point, fabricate something to put those chucks on to make them easier to get on and off. So my original plan was to build this cart out so that I could use my sky hook to pick the chucks up and then help me install them and uninstall different chucks on the lathe. That's what that thing is for. And the nice thing is this will mount right to the lathe. And it's just a quick release, essentially. Slide it off and then slide it onto the quick change tool post on the lathe. A-Bomb 79 is where I first saw one of those, and he's got a nice cart. I'm not sponsored, so I can't afford that. I can, but I would rather afford something else. So this cart is heavy duty, as you can see. I mean, I think this thing will easily support probably 1,500 pounds. I'm not trying to stress it too much. It's got cast iron casters on it. So it rolls okay. Anyways, that's gotta go, that's gotta go. And this I probably want to relocate as well, just to take off some weight. But this thing will, without the, it moves, just ain't easy. So anyways, I gotta move all this stuff out, and then there's a thing over there I need to clear out. And then this was gonna be the woodworking bench originally. So the reason I'm doing all this, well, it needs to be done. Second, I've got a table saw over that way. I want to bring in here, and it's going to go in that spot. So two things. The table saw is going to move back here, and it's going to go this way, so I can work it this way. This will give you the most room for it. So I'm going to put it back in here somewhere. I don't need to run full 4x8 sheets of plywood through it, but hey, what is this thing doing? It's green, so it's telling me it's still doing something. Anyways, but the screen's shut off, which is fine. Hey, Ben. So I don't need to run a full 4x8 sheet through that through the table saw. I have a track saw, a nice one actually. This Makita track saw is pretty handy. I use it all the time now for breaking down plywood. So I don't need it for that, but it would still be nice to be able to do that when I need to, if I need to do something long and big. But anyways, I need to, this is going to be fun, by the way. I need to make room. And the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to plan to put a shop fridge basically right there. I've talked about it for years, just never got around to it, and finally at a point where I'm like, okay, I just need to get a shop fridge and put out here. And I'm going to build a platform, because it does flood my shop from time to time, not regular. I can count on at least usually once a year. And I say flood, it's not like inches, it's maybe a half an inch, because it all tends to run out really quick. But because of that, I want to raise that fridge off the ground a little bit. So I'm going to build a platform for it. And then I want to be able to put I've got a microwave a friend of mine, Steve Schubert, shout out, gave me 2 years ago. I've never really done much with it, but it'd be nice to be able to use once in a while. So I need to figure out the platform for the fridge. I'm not planning to make very big or tall, maybe 6 inches, but I need to make sure that whatever I do, the microwave will still fit on top. I've already checked the dimensions of the microwave, the footprint, to ensure that 13 inches. Okay. That the fridge I was looking at, this would sit on top of it. It will. No, I'm gonna do that. 5 inches of thick. $7 I got it. I don't remember how tall that fridge was. I'll have to figure that out. I can make it work. I just gotta remember the air on the side. I don't want the door to impede with the fridge. But you can change the orientation of the direction of the doors typically. I don't know about that fridge, but I would assume you can. But I don't want this door, when it's fully open, to block the fridge. And then, but I'm thinking right here, because I got power right here, you plug it into, and you can raise it up, and then run power for the microwave, which will be handy. And Menards has a pretty decent price on fridges. The only thing is this gonna sound silly, but I don't want a white fridge in here, because stainless is gonna it's gonna get dirty too, but a white fridge will be wildly dirty looking out here. I don't know if you can see here. You can't really see it, but trust me, it's filthy. Everything gets dirty out here. It's just the nature of this shop. Dirt and rust, those two things are common out here. There's not much I can do about the rust, unfortunately, without spending a lot of money, which I'm not prepared to do. Plus the amount of work it would take to do it. Need to insulate this shop, to put in some climate control a little bit to stop the rust thing. The problem is in the winter time, basically I have to come out here and spray everything down with rust inhibitor as best I can to reduce the potential for rust. And I always inevitably forget something, and it just happens. I just deal with it. I'm not that particular about it. I care more about function than you know, anything else. But anyways, back to this. I feel like in order to get to this, I need to remove this. Now, in order for me to move this into a place that makes any kind of sense, I need to deal with the problem back here. So I don't know if we can see back there. Let me go back there and see if I can see them. Otherwise, I'll move the camera. See this? Really. So I'll just move the camera for now. For now, I'll put it over here. If I can't speak today, to be honest, I can't speak most days. So I'm going to slap this over here. I think that gives you a better view. Okay. I'll be over here. But I need to clean this little spot up so I can move this. Actually, this cart is going to move over here, and then this one's going to go straight back. Yeah, so you can see. So these are, I know somebody's going to ask about that. These are power hammer dies in the works. They're just blocks of steel right now. This 4140. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 sets here. Hopefully, I will get 4 full sets of power hammer dies, but I cut up 4 just in case. So, like I was saying, I need to clean this up. I'm gonna start on it now. Cross cut sled is pretty handy. Finding a place for it to live, but that is not. Saw Brian out there. I don't know what he's up to. Talking about doing some foraging today. And so I got a lot of hickory right here I need to move. This is not an ideal location for this, but I don't know what an ideal location looks like for right now. So that means it's gonna go right here. If I can put it there without it falling over, we'll see. We'll see. Those boards need to be processed and broke down. The handles, like this one, these two right here. Well, they're heavy. It's all hickory. That's all I use. I don't do whatever, you know. A lot of guys are into fancy hardwoods and things like that for handles. Not me. Form over function is what I prefer. And hickory in my opinion, for hammer handles and strut tools, top tools, is the best. Maple, probably. Osage orange maple, probably some of the worst. They will zap you. You probably won't feel it as much in a hammer. You can, but on a strut tool, man, they hurt. I mean, some are really nice, but they're too brittle. You just don't hold up under the power of the sledgehammer. But hickory holds up really well. Like this board right here, that's, I mean, 1, 2, 3. There's 3 hammer handles in this board right here, at least. And maybe 2 top tool handles. They won't be long ones, but as long as you don't screw up. I mean, well, I take that back. I didn't see that side. So 1, 2. You can still get 3 hammer handles out of this before you get into that. All right, so I need to break this thing down, figure out where this stuff needs to go. Tong clips. That light is not here. Apparently, I feel like, yep, let's see. I'm getting the vibe that if your phone shuts down, or this app stops working, it's annoying. That's a problem. So, we'll see. I mean, it's still got a light on, but it says it's in progress. Okay, maybe I'm jumping the gun. That's the problem is this is so delayed, it's hard to tell sometimes. We'll see how it goes, right? I'm not too worried about it. But I'm trying to also use this as an opportunity to test this camera and the live streaming on it. Because there's some things I want to do out back with it. And hopefully, I mean, it'll be great for just recording, but would like to see what we can do. So these, we have a really stuff like I do. These are, what would they call that? A stock tank heater or a stock tank water doodad. So anyway, they drop down into your quench tank, plug it in, just 110 power, and they'll keep the quench tank from freezing up. Super duper handy. Super duper. This one I'm not as a fan of. It works, but it's just, I think I got it on Amazon. It works, but it's just kind of, the other one's heavy duty. I got that at Tractor Supply. So about mid-November, I'll usually come out here and drop those in. So I got a really bad hammer. Oof. Should probably throw that in scrap bin. That looks like a little piece of, here it is, a little piece of Atlantic 33, 3/4 inch looking like. No idea what I was doing with it, but that's a good chunk. I'd make a hand tool. Might make a center punch out of that and leave that Flutagon shape on there. I kept these to show, well, this is a good example. These are some of the first, I don't know that it is the first leaf I ever did, but this is the first fullered leaf I ever did. So that's going to be hard to see, but it's bad, really bad. First fullered leaf I ever did. I don't know how well you can see that, but anyways. And then this is the first form folded leaf I ever did. I really like that. I mean, I don't like the leaf itself, but that I dig. It's really cool. You know, you can also get that out of there. And then this is a much better fullered leaf once I figured out what I was doing. So I say if this was meant to go be welded to something and never got around to it. So, yeah. If you do stuff like that, save your really bad pieces. They're always good as a reminder where you've been and where you've gone, right? And where you came from, kind of a thing. Yeah, they're embarrassing too. Okay. I hate doing this kind of stuff. I really do. That should be kind of obvious. But it's a fairly nice day. I would rather be forging. However, I need to get this done. And I would rather do this on a day like this than a day where 2 days ago where it was just sweltering, humid, hot, and I'm just out here sweating balls and I'm not doing anything. So now I can work on this, not feel like I'm about to die. Okay, so we'll just grab that. Slow and steady wins the race, they say. I'm not sure I believe that. These Amazon Basics sawhorses. I've used these quite a bit, and to be honest, Harbor Freight probably made them first. Those ones are terrible. No, they were $10. I'm not mad about it. They're turds. These are actually pretty decent. I'm gonna leave this set up. Have a place to put shit. It's handy. So yeah, I mean, that wasn't that bad. I got a coat over here I need to deal with. Same chunk. Alright, chunk of steel. These are handy, but I'm gonna put magnets in them to make them somewhat useful. I don't like screwing them into things. Used to have shop cats that would not interact with me. And I would put their food in here and feed them. And then I think a raccoon got in here trying to get into this and broke it. So I'm just gonna pitch that. In fact, I know I am. It's not worth holding on to, as cheap as they are. Stuff should have been garage. Never made it out there when we moved. No idea what's in here. Right off here. Camping stuff. That should go in the house and in the basement. Alright, so I cleared this up, kind of, so I can relocate this. But before I do that, I should probably sweep this up. There's definitely our goal. See that Jeff and Kevin Stokes were on a little bit. I don't know if they're still around, but I'm not trying to ignore anybody. I can't. I can only monitor the Facebook chat right now. What in the hell is that, man? The old death beetle. Down here, buddy. I don't know what you do, but you need to do it somewhere else. Yeah, thank you. Get over there. Alright, so I don't know if you know much about these things, but it does not take much to stop casters rolling well on a concrete floor. Now the cast iron ones fare a little bit better. Let me try to move stuff around, let me tell you. It's a major pain in the butt. Like I said, this needs to go over here, but I'm gonna put it over here for now. This board down there. Thankfully, this is not too heavy yet. I need to clean. I'm just going to put that over here right now. Don't worry about it. So basically just going to roll it straight back to this spot, which allows me to get into this. Now, let's try to do it. Yeah, I don't know who all is still watching, but I appreciate it. Well, you probably can't hear me on the way back there, huh? But anyways, thanks for sticking around, checking it out, hanging out on this wonderfully wonderful day. I have to keep an eye on this blower. Ryan was eyeballing it. So I'm going to move this hopefully straight back, but I think I'm going to, I don't remember even getting in here. It's got some weight to it. And I know what it was. It's just not in there anymore. It was the case for a Hypertherm plasma cutter. Got that from my buddy Kurt Fehrenbach. So like this thing will roll over like this. Would be easier. It's also one of those things where it's like you gotta get the momentum going, but once it gets it going, you're usually good to go. But like right there, so I'm running over whatever that is. Oh, God. Feeling it good too. Some short. Alright. Straight there, as I can get it. Okay. That's as far as I needed to go with that. So that gives me an opportunity to deal with this mess. And that mess, and that mess. And then by doing that, clean this off. I've got a 150 pound or whatever plus pound forge there. I don't know what the best way to deal with that is yet. I've got an engine hoist. That's how I've moved it in the past. So I might need to bring it in here to get that thing off of there, or because that table's on casters, what I can do is get it and roll it outside and get that forge picked up with the tractor and move it somewhere. I just got to figure out where to put it because I don't use it. I haven't even finished it. I don't think I fired it once, but never truly been, you know, it needs another coating of like Satanite or something, but it's 1.5 inches, 1 3/4 thick. The problem with that is it's not, I had stupid ideas, let's just say that. It would be every bit of a decent forge. I just don't. One, I don't use gas that much. My cigar died, and I don't have a lighter with me. Well, I did, but it died. Let me go find a lighter. Okay. What I really need to do is make a couple of piles of stuff that can go in a pile of stuff to keep. Like this is a heavy duty cot. It's probably a keeper. I don't know yet. Is that dielectric grease that I've been looking for? I think it is. It surely is. I've been looking for this. All the things you find when you start looking. But yeah, I need to make a couple piles and get this sorted out, and just start getting rid of stuff. But if I get to a point where I feel like I'm not going to be able to get this done today, or in a time frame that I want to get this done in, I can stack things back on top of this cart, which I don't want to do, but I can, and move the cart out of the way, and then pull that table out, workbench out. That's the primary goal, is to be able to pull that workbench out and take it up to the garage and get it put in place there. I mean, it's a decent workbench. I just don't need it out here. I never use it. It's just a place for me to store things. So trying to find better ways of doing that. And in the garage, it's nice once in a while to have a place to work on things while I'm out in the garage. And store things. So, this works for now, as not great as it is, but I can get in here, I can get to this stuff, I can get to the filing cabinets. And then if I needed to do something over here immediately, which I don't have any immediate need for that, but if I did, moving this out of the way would not be a big deal. This space was originally going to be my quote-unquote office. I was going to enclose whatever this is, like a 20 by 20 spot. I was actually going to bring it down to this post over, and then from the post to the garage door down, and then close it in. And it was going to be my quote-unquote heated office space. Just never, when we moved, everything kind of just got piled into the shop, and a lot of stuff never made it out. And then I just started, I got impatient, and just started stacking tools in the shop and using it. So I never got to this. It still might be a thing, but I don't know. We'll see. I don't mind being out here if it was warm, so I could insulate the office and still do stuff out here, and then go back out into the colder area of the shop, work for a little while, and then come back and warm up. I could see maybe that being a thing. So maybe I still do it. I don't know. And I've already got a door, a couple windows. This here would all need to come out, which is currently just storage for a variety of junk things. Let's put it up there and forget about it, that kind of deal. Like, let's see, it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 boxes stuffed full of KO wool. And I don't use it that much. I've given more of that away than I've used by far. So it's one of those things where, hell, maybe I insulate the shop with it, or the office with it. Anyways, so I'm taking a break. That's what I'm doing because my leg is killing me. Got another doctor's appointment coming up. Hopefully they'll figure out what's going on with me. Let me come over here and check out this chat thing again. Yeah, well, Kevin, I know you're gone, but I agree. Sometimes you just got to stand around in the shop and figure out what to do next. I get it. This little heater, it's fine. Wonder. No, I was hoping you could tilt it this way. It would be more out of the way, but there's not the way. Well, it's as out of the way as it needs to be. There's a bucket of scrap, I guess. pretty sure this box is trash. I'll go through it, but just looking down at it, it looks like trash. Things you ain't supposed to say on live streams. These are fun to shoot. Sorry, they are. Trash, trash, trash. Trash, trash, trash. Trash. Hey, it's a decent looking mouse. Crossfire, I think. Another decent mouse. I don't know if it'll work. You might say I have a preference to mice. They're essentially the same mouse. What is this? This is USB doo-doo. Yeah, it's all trash. Okay. Oh. Now you got thing. Start to a pair of tongs that will never get made. And this thing's monsters. I don't know what I was thinking when I did that. I can tell. I had high hopes. High hopes. Okay, I'm almost to a point where I can anoint this thing out. Some of this stuff I'm just going to set to the side for now. This is a welding blanket, if I recall. Pretty sure it's a welding blanket. There's some bitter history there. I ain't going to get into right now. But let's just say it was not a great experience. What is that? Oh, it's a sharpening thing. It's a little baggy. That looks like a grill cover. It is a grill cover. Maybe I ought to put that on my grill. That is a Lansky, little doodad, and you can little sharpeners or something. Got to find the rest of it. That was a little handy piece of kit. And I said, you do it by hand. Well, you know what? I'd rather just make the fucking thing sharp and move on with my day. All the things I can spend time learning how to do. And master flatstone sharpener is not amongst my top skills to learn right away. So there's things in here that Brian might make use of, this little cutting board, little cups, things that I won't use. So I'll see if he wants these. He's out there, I think he's burning trash. For those wondering, no, I did not. I did not kidnap Brian. He's not being held hostage here. However, he is in a situation where he doesn't have access to certain things, and had a bit of a falling out with the folks he was with. No need to go into any details, just other than it was unfortunate. So he's been here since early June, week before June, I think, weekend before, somewhere. Anyway, end of May. It was the end of May, because he was here for my daughter's birthday. So anyways, so he's been here about 2 months. He set up a shop out back. He prefers to be outdoors when he can be. Come winter time, if he's still here, I suspect he'll be inside. We'll see. I would be. I'm a pansy when it comes to that kind of stuff. Let me see how much I can move this and how much it's gonna do that. That's what I would do this about. But getting this out of the way, leaving all this crap on it, kind of gives me a better idea of what I'm looking at in terms of mess. Oh, there's a handle there. See, this carpet rolls great. So I'm gonna see if I can slide this in here, and I have to pick it back up. So I got this epic mess to deal with right here. I don't think it's that bad. I think it's just a lot of big stuff. It makes it look bad. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's bad. But not. I find a lot of my messes aren't, once I start digging into them, they're not as bad as I had originally perceived them to be. It's just a matter of digging in and taking care of it. And it's usually not that bad. Hey, some water hose? No. I was about to say, I know somebody probably would use that. That's a air hose, yeah. That was cut. So, trash, basically. Over towards the pile. So one other thing I'm terrible at. Every time I have a hammer in, I go buy one of these, or red Dixie cups, other things, and then 4 years later, guess what? I have a shit ton of these. So what I need to do is put together a tote for the hammer in, foodstuffs or whatever, dishes and such, and keep all this stuff in there, pull it down, figure out what I actually need, and if I need anything, go get it. Otherwise, use what I got. There's nothing wrong with these cups. Just take the first ones off, and you're good to go. And don't use the bottom one, and you're set, right? I mean, a little extra flavor, you use the bottom one. So this is a tent. That should not be here. This was, at the time, a really expensive tent. anything from REI is going to be expensive, but that was the REI Kingdom. And I bought the garage attachment, which was like a little thing that attached to the back end of it and extended it 3 or 4 feet. So it's a good place to, like, when you're coming back from your camping or hiking, if you're wet, whatever, muddy, take all your stuff off inside there, like a mud room almost. You can put it all in there and then go in, without dragging all that crap into your tent. So this episode is sponsored by Baked Beans. Baby. Air mattress. Pumps. I don't know if it works, so did you see it? I was pretty much done with it anyways, but I could have gotten a couple of good hits off of it. Anyways, let me see if this works. If it does, I'll salvage it because I'm always seemingly needing one. Put it in the camp box. Why did they put that on there? So stupid. And I just did that the wrong way. There we go. I didn't bring my knife. Anyways, I need a knife to test. There's a plug-in right there. Right there. I mean, it works. I wouldn't say it's great, but it worked. So that's gonna bug me. Okay, so anyways, let me put this on the camp box. I think it was last year I went through 2 of those before I found one that worked. And the funny thing about that is Kevin Hickman had like 3 or 4 with him, and the first one I grabbed, it didn't work. Oh, it's hilarious. I was like, wow, okay, I'm not the only one. This came off of a shitty Harbor Freight grinder. And I saved this because I thought, well, I can probably reuse that, which I can. I just got to figure out what I want to use it for. Not only figured that out, but figured out and get to it doing it. Okay, so as a drywaller, these are the paddles that we use to mix drywall mud. My grandpa had a big, oh man, I don't remember what that thing was, but it was huge, big old drill. And you had to, this is not the best orientation, but you had to, when you went to get it started and then slow it down and then run it in there, because if you put this straight into a box of mud to try to mix it, it's just gonna kick and torque you. And man, let me tell you, my grandpa's drill, that thing would take you for a rodeo ride. I don't even know if this drill still works. One of these we burnt out. It might have been this one. And I'll have to find doesn't have a chuck key on it. I'll have to find a chuck key that's going to fit this to get this paddle off. Otherwise, It's just unwieldy the way it is. However, I can just hang it up. There's some electric wire down there. There's more cups down there. More cups. And I know there's more of these. So I'm trying to evaluate what's under there without having to get into there. But I think I'm gonna have to get into there. Okay, so amongst other favorite shop tools, I got this. This is the Icon mechanics stool. I guess it's a mechanics stool. The Icon stool, I got that at Harbor Freight several years ago, and I use this. I have two of them. I like them so much. I use them all the time, like all the time. It just occurred to me that by sitting down here, you probably can't see a damn thing. So that's fun. Let me look at the camera. Just because I'm gonna be down there working. Yeah, you can't really see down there. So, let me readjust the camera a bit. Plus, I'll turn it a little more. See how that looks. You can kind of see what I'm up to, but I'm going to adjust it a little bit more. I'm going to tilt it down and turn it a little bit more. There we go. I'm gonna be over here for a minute. Be all over how I roll. But yeah, these stools, I love these stools. Yeah, you can see kind of better what I'm up to and what I'm dealing with. And then I got this over here and the box over here. What am I doing on battery? Good. Right. So basically just a process, working my way to the problem, and then looking through things and going, is this something I need to keep? I don't even know what this is. What is this? Grizzly metal cutting bandsaw. This thing was a turd, by the way. That was the G9 742 5x6. I don't want to say it was a turd. For the money, save your money and get the Harbor Freight one. It's the same thing, essentially. So, yeah, trash. So I'm going to just put the trash back there. So yeah, save your money and get the Harbor Freight one. This is one of those things where it's like, I think I know what this goes to, but it hasn't been on it for so long that trash. I don't know if any of that's any good. Baggies are kind of useful. That's for a boat. So you hook this up to the impeller on your boat, so you can run water into it so it doesn't burn up. Rubber still seems good, so I'm gonna say that's probably still good. Put that up there. It looks like something's been pissing on this lid. That's fun. This is a strap to something. What? I think this is a light. Dented. It was returned because it was dented. I don't remember where I got this. It's an old shop light, it looks like. I'll take it out of here. It's still got the little thingy on it. So the guy right there, it's a dent right there. Hey, I know somebody can fix that. This has got the I'm not gonna it's a fluorescent light. It's just not worth the effort. If anything, the housing might be worth something to me. Replace the fluorescent light components in there and just put an LED in there, but I'm not going to spend a lot of time. There's going to be people out there, oh, you can do it, blah, 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 blah. You know, I hear what you're saying. What you guys have that I don't is more time and no money. Not that I'm rich or anything, but I would rather spend 20 bucks, or actually, I'm gonna light up here. I think it was $40, and I really like those Harbor Freight LED lights. They got motion sensors on them. I really like those. For 40 bucks, I would rather spend 40 bucks than try to fuck with that thing. Is what I'm saying. Now, that's not always the case. Sometimes it makes more sense to me to do other things, but not in this case. This is that's like 3-phase wire. Yeah, some thin, well, maybe not. But that I got some oxyacetylene hosing here, which looks okay, other than that it was sitting in piss and it's filthy. So the problem with this though is you got, yeah, I can already see it. We get those damn little, what do they call them, mud daubers or whatever. So if you get a hole in something, they try to build a nest in it or something. I don't know what they are, but yeah. Put that over there for now. Getting closer, which each this is just some looks like a homemade extension cord. I mean, it would work. So nothing wrong with that. This is the line to I don't know what it's called, but it's like a bazooka, air bazooka. You load this in there and you shoot these over branches like widowmakers that have fallen that you can't get to. Shoot these over those branches and then you can pull that branch down. So that's what this is. Jamie Geyer let me borrow this. Or I don't know. Maybe I should ask if he wants that thing back. I haven't used it. I need to use it, but I've not used it because I didn't know. I need to look it up. I didn't know how many PSI you're supposed to load that thing with, because it didn't say. Kind of made me a little nervous. I don't know if I want to do X. What is that? That's a computer. A box full of cords and cables. This is the old Double Pay recording computer. It probably still works, or would still work. I don't remember what it was. There's cords and cables and such in there. See a ratchet strap in there. So I'm not gonna spend time going through this box right now. I'm just trying to, again, my goal is to get to this and get this out. Everything else will kind of follow from there. This is, okay, that's it. I've been wanting to make, that's actually a decent size. I've been wanting to make a ratchet strap for the back of my truck. So as long as I can find the ratchet for this, this would work. I don't even need it to be super tight. So anyways, getting distracted. But the ones that I have right now are way too long. Here's another. Actually, this is the one that came off of the Harbor Freight one. Duty. Super Duty. So, like, okay, these were fun and cool when you had a desk at work, you know? It was like I think a candy jar or something. Yeah. I don't think I ever kept candy in it. Anyways, Rick and Morty thing was fun to keep on your desk, but I never did that. Never took it out of the box. This box is not worth saving. Now the character or whatever might be something that I put somewhere around here. Just something fun. Yeah, like that. Look at that, right? Like that'd be a fun thing to put on a door or something. Like that cabinet door. And this is the base for it. There. Oh, hey look, there's a little dude. Loot crate. So this is something I would not save. It's like the little Rick and Morty characters. But this, I could see reusing this. I mean, that would make a funny little doorknob. You could get it to stick. So I might hang on to that and put a magnet on it. Power strips are always handy when they work. I'm not going to mess with that right now. Box for that thing. What's this? Brake and caliper grease. Conduit primer. I doubt that's any good. Hell, I doubt you could even open it. Some kind of looks like Teflon tape with some, with a valve. Doodad. That could be handy. This is trash. Some more trash. Box out of the way. This is all trash. This goes to my canoe, or my kayak, the cooler, the kayak. It looks like it's still good shape. Does the zipper still work? That's these they'll seize up. No bueno, but yeah, I mean, hell, it's still even got the thing in it. I've never used this. But I had big plans. Big plans. I'll keep that. Another welding blanket, it looks like. Drop cloth. No. Okay. Bug spray of some sort. This would be handy to keep. You run it through the world. Piece of pipe. Well, it was once upon a time. Okay, so screws. That's a rivet. I was looking like I was going to make a pair of tongs with that. Okay. So, for the time being, this has a lid and it's still intact. So, tote, salvageable. Well, maybe. Is this the right lid? Yeah, okay. Hey, these are lanterns, you know, that you light and they go floating up in the air. So I see this piss right here. My first instinct is to blame a coon or squirrel or something, but I'm 99% certain that is my damn dog, because he likes to come in here and just piss on things. He's such a little asshole. Oh, that's useless. Some steel down there. Oh. Don't know what I was intending to do with that, but it ain't good. Whatever that was gonna be. I mean, I isolated that. Squarish, square. That the rest of this needs to be broke down. It's got a big gouge right there. It's gonna have to be ground out before you forge that down. You're just gonna forge a big cold shut in there. So I don't know what that was supposed to be. It's like this 1/8" flat stock. No clue what that was originally meant to be. I don't know what it could be. Same with this. It has writing on it. 1075. $10.95. So I'd make a sizable knife. I mean, chunks of it. You don't need about maybe 4 inches of that to make a pretty nice knife. So there's several knives in there if you were into that kind of thing. I am not. $10.95. That's a decent material. Let's see, some microphones down here. This box is gonna. I'm going to shift all of this stuff into an actual tote, but for right now it's just kind of handy to keep things contained. So this is a keyboard stand, and there's a keyboard up there. You need to clean it up, see if it does the thing. If it does, it was my daughter's, and then when we moved, she claimed that she didn't want it. So I kind of kept it. There we go. She had asked about it. I think I'm being summoned. Can you take Mizu outside, please? Oh, what time is it? It's 11 o'clock. They haven't. anyways, I gotta go get the dog. So that's what I'm gonna go do. As riveting as his content is, I'm sure you got better things to do with your day, so I will catch you guys later. Whoops. If I can figure out how to operate this damn thing. DJI. So I'm gonna, or I'm not. So anyways, we'll catch y'all in the next one. I need a drink anyhow.